Hey everyone! I wanted to make a video dedicated to the season of spring. I even bought a new dress. It's really flowery and just that color of that lavenderish spring flower type of color. So yes, I am actually very inspired right now to kind of just go all out with this season of spring and just incorporate it into homeschool. And so I have a few ideas. I have some books I want to pull out. I have some activities that I want to do with my son. I have some inspiration also to do the mood board for spring. So I'm going to talk all about that in this video. Let's get started with the mood board. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through Pinterest and I'm going to print out a few pictures that inspire me and just feel so springy, and then I'm just going to go ahead and put that into my school nest planner notebook. A few of the pictures here are like activities that I want to do. For example, we have a picture of this book here. I definitely want to do some reading. I also want to pick up on gardening. I'm going to attempt to garden some vegetables and maybe some herbs. I've never gardened before, so this is going to be all new to me. I'm doing a lot of research, and there's a couple of YouTube channels that I've really enjoyed watching. People are very knowledgeable. I'll link them in the description box of the channels that I have found, the videos that I've liked. But yeah, that's going to be my start. On Amazon, I've already put a few things that I want to get. Things like soil and seeds, pots, those kind of things. So yeah, stay tuned for that and I'll update on how that's going. This is just for the vibes. I really like the Beatrix Potter vibe, and so I have a couple of pictures of the rabbits here. Here's another picture of, gardening. And then a couple of activities I want to do besides the reading is I also would like to go on a picnic and maybe do like a little bit of a nature walk. And then I would like to get into some springy kind of teas. I would like to try some different flower teas, like dandelion. I heard has a lot of health benefits. There's also chamomile and lavender, those kind of things. I would like to incorporate more teas this spring and just kind of to try out some new flavors and get into that spring mood. So that's all I have. It's not a whole lot of, just a few things to look forward to, and also to just a few goals. So yeah, this is it. So now I'm going to get into a little bit more of the homeschool part of it, which is mainly the reading and the gardening, because I definitely want to include my son with that. But I'm going to show a few books that I want to pull out and read throughout the next few weeks. Okay, so I'm in my son's room right now. I just have a bunch of books stacked on the floor. They're not in any particular order, but I just kind of looked through all his books and chose some that I think would be great for spring. There is one book that I had in mind that I know he has, but ever since the move, there's still books in boxes, and I think we put it away where like I can't reach it in the garage. So I'm really bummed about that, but I'm gonna put a picture of it here on the screen just so you know what I'm talking about. But it's about seeds, and I just thought that would be perfect for getting us into the whole gardening thing. But this is still plenty, and I know for sure we're not gonna get through all of these, but I just wanted to show what we had just for some ideas, and then I definitely want to get through some of these. So this one is a picture book about bugs. This one I was thinking would be so good for the summertime as well, but this whole book goes through all these insects here on this page and the very last page. So this is definitely that season where the bugs start coming out, and we could get a little familiar, and then as we're outside doing nature walks or playing outside, he can just be familiar with these different bugs. And it just helps you also not to be so afraid of them and to appreciate bugs. So I like that. Okay, so obviously the Beatrix Potter, it's so, you know, there's the gardens, there's a lot of beautiful illustrations. It's very hefty, there's a lot of pages, so you probably are not going to read the whole thing, but just kind of flip through it and just read some of the stories. I think would be really nice to do. Frog and Toad has all the seasons in here. This is the full set of all the stories, but there's definitely some stories about spring, so let me go to one as an example. So this one is called The Corner, and it's really cute because it talks about finally having good weather, and then it says they keep repeating that spring is just around the corner. So he kept turning the corner to see if spring was there finally, and not until the very end of the story they find spring, and you know, his parents were gardening and there's flowers. So I think this is just an example of one of the spring stories they have in this book. But yeah, this is a good book to kind of flip through every season and just read the summer stories, the spring stories, winter, fall. Very cozy. The Winnie the Willows is very much the same. The illustrations are just amazing. I really love the illustrations in this one, Robert ink pen. And so it actually starts off in the spring, because you'll notice in the very beginning, the mole is doing his spring cleaning. And the author does a really good job with just describing the atmosphere, and just he's very descriptive with the surroundings. So that's kind of nice too to read. And just get you in that mood for spring, and looking at the illustrations and just putting you in that spring mood. Throughout this whole book, there's the different seasons. There's summer, there's winter. It's very atmospheric, and I love the illustrations. Okay, there's also some textbook style books where we can get into the science of it. So this book definitely has spring in it. So here it talks about spring, defining what it is, and there's lots of illustrations. Right here it talks about April, which is the month that we're currently in. Sometimes you get with windy. It's just really nice talking about all the things to expect in springtime. So I think this would be a great one to pull out and look through. Here's another encyclopedia type book that I thought would be good to pull out again. It's Nature Anatomy, and this one has a lot of things on bugs and plants, everything nature. And so we could pull this out and look for the things that we can start to see in the springtime. This one is cool because it's how to draw plants and animals in our area. So these are things that we can definitely be on the lookout for. It also teaches how to draw them. So if we want to do a little bit of like a nature study, this would be good. This book I thought might be more for me, because I don't know if he would be interested in this or if it's even on his level. But yeah, I thought obviously it's about a garden, so this would be cute to read around this time. This is perfect because it talks about gardens, but it's also poems. So I thought that'd be good to incorporate some poems around this time, and there's some illustrations in here as well. I thought it'd be nice to bring back the Winnie the Pooh books for the same idea as Frog and Toad and Winnie the Willows. They go through the different seasons, so I would have to read it and make sure it has that springtime background, but I can look through these and read the stories about spring that take place in spring. And then lastly, there's the Burgess Bird book for children. Another just kind of way to incorporate those stories, but in a way that he can be a little more aware of the birds around and learn about them around this season. So that is all for my spring video. These are all my ideas and goals for the spring season, but I will make a video updating how everything went at the end of this season, and pretty much that's going to be at the end of the school year as well. So I'll just give an update on how the school year went in all. I hope your school year is going good so far. We're almost there to the end of the school year, so that's exciting. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!